A long time ago, there was a very beautiful girl. Her mother had made her a red cloak, and the girl wore it so often that everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother asked her to take some cakes to her grandmother, who lived on the other side of the forest. She warned her not to get distracted along the way, as crossing the forest was very dangerous, since a ferocious wolf was always lurking around there. Little Red Riding Hood picked up the basket with the cakes and set off. The girl had to cross the forest to get to her grandmother's house, but she wasn't afraid because she always found many friends there. The birds, squirrels. Suddenly, she saw the wolf, who was huge, right in front of her. "Where are you going, little girl?" asked the wolf with his gruff voice. "To my grandmother's house," said Little Red Riding Hood. "It's not far," thought the wolf to himself, turning away. Little Red Riding Hood put her basket down on the grass and got distracted picking flowers. "The wolf is gone," she thought. "I have nothing to be afraid of. Grandmother will be so happy when I bring her a beautiful bunch of flowers along with the cakes." Meanwhile, the wolf went to the grandmother's house, gently knocked on the door, and the old lady opened it, thinking it was Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf devoured the grandmother, put on her pink nightcap, got into bed, and closed his eyes. He didn't have to wait long because Little Red Riding Hood soon arrived, very happy. The girl approached the bed and noticed that her grandmother looked very different. "Grandmother, grandmother, what big eyes you have." "There to see you better," said the wolf, trying to imitate the grandmother's voice. "Grandmother, grandmother, what big ears you have." "There to hear you better," continued the wolf. "Grandmother, grandmother, what big teeth you have. There to eat you better." And with that, the evil wolf lunged at Little Red Riding Hood and devoured her, just as he had done earlier with the grandmother. Meanwhile, a hunter who had seen the wolf go into the grandmother's house and suspecting the wolf's bad intentions, decided to check if everything was all right at the grandmother's. He called for a woodcutter to help, and together they arrived at the place. They saw the house door was open, and the wolf was lying in bed, sleeping from how full he was. The hunter took out his knife and cut open the wolf's belly. Inside were the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood, still alive. To punish the evil wolf, the hunter filled his belly with stones and then sewed it back up. When the wolf woke up from his sleep, he felt terribly thirsty and went to a nearby pond to drink. Since the stones were so heavy, he fell into the pond and drowned. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother suffered nothing more than a terrible fright, but Little Red Riding Hood had learned her lesson. She promised her grandmother never to speak to strangers she met along the way. From then on, she would follow the wise advice of her grandmother and her mother. The end.